morning, CSL Eugene. I'm Maggie Covarrubias, and I'm really pleased to be your practitioner today. I invite you, as we go into meditation, to relax, center yourself in peace, find a comfortable place. I do have a reading from Mark Nepo to start our meditation today. If life is a river, then destiny is the unseen current that has come before us and that will continue after us. All we are left with is to find that current and to join it. This changes how I understand my ambition. My ambition now is to listen for the water of time as it opens my gills, to feel the wind of truth as it bends my human grass, and to receive the ancient rain of insight as it softens my mind, all to create a pool in the center of my heart where strangers and friends alike can float and watch the stars. So I invite you to close your eyes. And center yourself. Take a deep breath. Let that breath go. And now we see ourselves near that river of life, watching that beautiful water, watching that water run by. As we take in the beauty of that water, the glint of the sunlight, the wildlife that surrounds it. We are able to let go. Let go of what needs to be left behind. Let that flow into the river. Let it go. And as we let that go, we inhale deeply. We feel the current of life. We feel the love of God running through us as that river. We know that we are part of that current of life, which is timeless. We continue to breathe in this space as that gentle water accompanies us. That river of life. We breathe. We know that this current of life came before us, will continue after us, is part of us. That life, that love is eternal, as are we. As I become more and more attuned with this river, I know I am part of it. My soul joins with it. I am at peace. This current of life, this current of love, I let it flow through me. I recognize it as my destiny. I feel any pain being healed by this water, by this river. And as I listen to the sweet sound of that water as it flows, I know it is healing me. I know that it's healing the world. that it blesses each and everything. In this moment, I listen with my entire being and spirit to the sound of that gentle water, to the song of my soul, to the whisperings of my heart. I let myself be blessed by this gentle water, by God's loving presence. In this gentle moment, as I finish my meditation, this water, this sacred time, creates a pool in the center of my heart where strangers and friends alike can float and watch the stars. And so it is.
Thank you, Maggie, for that beautiful meditation. I so appreciate you being part of our community again. For those of you who don't know, Maggie lives down in the Medford area, Ashland, Medford area, so she is a ways away from us, but still part of our community, and we love that. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Reverend Linda Finley. I am the spiritual director here at this community. And I am grateful that you could be part of this gathering today. I want to honor Bruce Fingerhood, Dee Hill, and Sharon McMahon for beautiful images that you saw in those in the meditation video. They donated those photos to us so that we could create meditation slideshows and that sort of thing. And I'm really grateful to them, and I want to honor their work and the good that they do in our community. Center for Spiritual Living Eugene is a New Thought spiritual community. We've been around in Eugene for 50 years, and New Thought has been in the world since the middle of the 19th century. And we are grateful that you are part of this gathering. We are grateful to welcome you to our center. Our mission here at the Center for Spiritual Living is to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives using the principles of our teaching, the science of mind, because we know that spiritually empowered people live richer and fuller lives, and that's what we want in this world. A world that works for everyone, a world where everyone's life comes together in a place of wholeness and fulfillment. We are celebrating each week one of the principles of science of mind that were written up by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, almost 100 years ago. He was asked, what is it that we believe? And so he wrote down a series of things, and we've kind of broken them into little pieces so we can look at one each week. And it's really beautiful timing, because today's talk is about how we're all connected totally and completely. And our principle today is that everything is spirit. We believe in the incarnation of the spirit in all beings, and that every person is an incarnation of the one spirit. I would think if we had one thing, if people said, well, what is it that you folks believe? What we believe is that God is in and through all of creation. God is all there is. God doesn't get eaten up by its creation. God keeps creating and recreating itself over and over again. And wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we're part of the ongoing action and revelation and creation of God, of the infinite. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we welcome you, and know that we are working together to be part of something bigger, part of something that connects this world, that breaks apart the idea that there is other and divisiveness, and brings us together in those things that are common to all of us. I would like to invite Maggie back now to do an opening treatment for the meeting today, to set the tone for today's gathering. And there's Maggie. Thank you so much, sweetie.
I take a moment. I center myself in this sacred time with my community. I know right here, right now, that we are all one with that divine spirit, that there is a power of love and light and life that surrounds me, that unfolds me, that is with me on every step of my journey. This power, this presence is God. I am, we are one with God. And so I know today, as we join together, we are not separated by distance. We are united in love, one heart, one mind. I know the talk today, the beautiful music, the inspirational words, and the love that we share makes this service a blessing to me, to the community, to all of us, that we are indeed one, that we are joined as a community, that our presence matters, and the love and the light that we share goes beyond us into the community and into the world. I'm so grateful for this teaching. I'm so grateful for this gathering. I know that we are blessed in this time as we gather together and in every moment of our lives. I release these words in gratitude, and I bless them by saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. We'll see you back for the offering. Spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer is a keynote of our teaching. It is the idea that we recognize that we are one with God. We are one with the infinite. And as such, then we are co-creating with the infinite the good that is happening in the world. And so I appreciate the opportunity to join together as a community in prayer, in affirmative prayer. Because it's not about changing God's mind. Our form of prayer is about changing our mind, because what we believe is that Spirit always says yes. And so what we are doing is convincing ourselves of the good that we see. And then God can't help but who has already said yes, to allow it to be so. We have a practice each week. We do an affirmation. It's a month-long affirmation. We have a theme each month, and the affirmation follows that theme. And so we just, rather than coming up with one every single week, we use one and go deeper with it each week. So this is the second week we're working with the October affirmation. And what the practice is I'll read it through first. We'll have it up on the screen. It already is up there, so you can see it. And then after I read it the first time, we're going to read it together wherever we are. And know that as we say these words out loud while we're looking at them with our eyes, it gives them double impact. So for now, just to take it in, I am part of an infinite web of connection. Every part of the universe is connected to me, and I am connected to it. I send love, peace, and the energy of wholeness out to the world. And now together. I am part of an infinite web of connection. Every part of the universe is connected to me, and I am connected to it. I send love, peace, and the energy of wholeness out to the world. And that's one of the things I think we forget sometimes is whatever we're doing to anyone, we're doing to ourselves. The master teacher Jesus at one point said, whatever you do to the least of these, you are doing to me, because he recognized we are all one. We are all part of one intricate, inextricably connected whole. And that's the title of today's talk, Inextricably Connected. But if we are all connected, then I can't do anything to anyone that I'm not doing to myself, and I can't do anything to myself that I'm not doing to others. So we need to think about the ripple effect of every action we have and every reaction we have, because it impacts everything. I can't, stick poison in a little tiny part of my little toe and think, well, it's not going to affect my body, because my body is fully connected. And just as my little toe is connected to me, I am connected to all. So I haven't heard anything otherwise, so I think we may have ironed out our technical difficulties. And if that is the case, right now what's going to happen is we're going to hear a beautiful song from our beloved friend, Reverend Christy Snow.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Eugene. It is so good to be with you all, albeit virtually. It's still great to be with you. I'm sending you much love from Charlotte, North Carolina. I surrender.
Well, it would appear that the universe is not ready for us to listen to Christy today. Maybe after the service we'll have it. Our beautiful technicians are not doing anything incorrect. We had issues this morning with our internet, and we've got beloved Comcast coming out tomorrow to do some work with it, but that I think it may be impacting what's going on. So we will have Christy in her fullness at another time, and maybe even later today. We shall see how it all works. But for now, we're going to go ahead and do our Sunday message. And just seeing her sweet face and hearing her voice for a little bit brings me together. I hope it did something good for you as well. So this week, this month we are looking at the idea of cosmic connections, needing infinite, universal, everywhere present connections, connections that aren't just you and me getting together for a taco and a cold drink, but me and the universe being one. I posted on my Facebook page last night an image of the earth from up above, where we see the big blue marble. And I remember back as a young woman, when we got pictures from space, when Edgar Mitchell was in space for the first time and sent back pictures of the earth as seen from outer space. And it was such a humbling and awe-inspiring, breathtaking even image of I've seen, I'd seen globes all my life, with the little country lines marked out and all that and everything, but to actually see the earth as it is, with no lines and no borders, just this beautiful planet with this massive amount of ocean, which made it really real that we may call it a different name. There's the Atlantic and the Pacific and the Asian and the Indian and the Arctic and Antarctic oceans, and yet they're all the same ocean. Just what we've named it in different parts of the world. And maybe we could look at ourselves, at the peoples of the planet, in the same way. We've given them different names, but they're still all one. We are all part of one infinite energy. And as I said a little bit earlier, the basis of our teaching is that God is all there is. that the infinite is all there is, that there is only one life. And I was talking with Michael, our sound tech, a little bit before, you know, and we say the words, we go, yeah, God is all there is. Okay, yeah, that's cool. God is all there is. And we say it, but we don't really grok. We don't really get what that means, in the sense that if God is all there is, then every single thing that I see, including the person in the mirror, is infinite, is divine, is sacred, is worthy of my love and respect. Everything. There is no such thing as the sacred and the profane. That the ugliest, nastiest place in the world is no less sacred than the most beautiful chapel. Because it's all spirit expressing through life. That's pretty profound when we look around, especially at social media, we think, well, but certainly it can't include that. It can't include that person who posted that. It can't include that person who did that. Yeah, no. You see, the thing is, we have free will. God is all there is, and God expresses in, through, and as each one of us, and each one of us has free will. And we can do sometimes foolish things, sometimes ugly things. So what I want us to look at today is that connection that we have. Last week we looked at how everyone is just like me in some way, shape, or form. Just like me, we all started out as an innocent. Just like me, you started out caring about what's going on in the world. Just like me, you're wanting your family to be safe. Just like me, you want to make sure you have enough food for yourself and your family. We all have, underneath all the apparent differences, so much that brings us together. And we are so interconnected. And this is what gets really, really interesting as we move through trying to create a world that works for everyone, is the fixes that we come up with. If we don't really look at how connected everything is, can wind up having a negative effect that we didn't intend. So we have to look at the whole idea of how all of our actions have ripple effects. It's, you know, the wave of the butterfly creates the monsoon across the continent, across the planet. In its own way is a metaphor for truth. But the thing that we need to remember is that we all have a bridge that links us together. We all have, no matter how far apart we are, no matter where we live on this continent, no matter what our background is, no matter what we were raised to think or believe, no matter what we have come to think and believe, there is a bridge between each of us. And that bridge that brings us all back together is the divine intelligence that is behind everything. Back of everything, there is one infinite intelligence. As some of you know, if you've followed me for any length of time, I'm fascinated by Kabbalah. I have, that I know of, according to Ancestry, no Jewish lineage. And Kabbalah, the mystical branch of Buddha, or of Judaism, really speaks to me. And I've got this little book. It's called Kabbalah 365. It's edited by Gershon Winkler. And it's a daily read of something from teachers of Kabbalah over the centuries. This is from the 16th century Rabbi Chaim Vital. And I'm not even going to try to explain or pronounce what the book it comes from. When it rose in the mind of the infinite to create, the infinite manifested as endless light and encompassed all. In the time beyond time, before there was time. In a moment, between moments, before there was a moment. Infinite being constricted its own essence to allow for the emergence of space. Then within that clearing, void of itself, infinite being manifested a single ray of its endless light, its infinite presence. And from this single ray, the universe came into being. Were God to fill the universe could not exist. And were God not to fill the universe could not exist. It is then through perfectly balanced self-limitation that the infinite one enables the possibility of existence. Those readings have never ceased to pull me in, to draw me toward them. That whole idea of a moment beyond moments, before there were moments, makes my head want to explode a little bit, but it makes my soul. I've read before of the idea of quickening, the quickening of the soul, and that feeling that I get, I think, must be what the quickening of the soul is. There is an intelligence behind the entire universe that created space in itself for something to exist. And that means there was no erector set, there wasn't God and, it created this infinite light, and then it constricted the light, and then it shot a ray of light into the space to create the universe. So we're all coming out of the light, of the one light, in a space that was created by the one light, for there to be light. So everything that is that infinite creative idea expressing. And yet there's more. For the creator is not God, and God is not the creator. God is more than the creator, and the creator is but a minute attribute of God, who is infinite. So, okay, we've got this infinite thing, and within it is this tiny thing called creator. So this infinite who created was just this tiny little piece of the whole. This is likened to the ocean, which is vast, and one cannot see its end, only a small area of it. And if one were to take a stick and create a groove in the sand, only a trickle of the vast ocean would fill it in. The ocean is analogous to the affinity of God, and the trickle in the groove is analogous to the creator, which is but a single aspect of the infinity of the great divine mystery we so glibly refer to as God. I kind of like the humor in Kabbalah too. That speaks to me. Oh yeah, God, yeah. I know God. No, we don't. Because anything that is infinite is so far beyond anything. The infinite doesn't compress itself. We have to stretch ourselves to reach it. So what I want us to look at is the idea that there is this infinite capacity of creation, and it saw fit to create an entire universe. And in that universe, each of us is part of that creation as of the lineage of our own parents and the lineage that we are moving through the world in and as. And all of it is just this tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of the magnificent energy of the one. But it's all connected. It is all inextricably connected, which means it can't be extricated. It can't be pulled out. We can't pull out from it. We are part of it. It's like the old Chinese handcuffs, the little tubes that you put on your finger, and the tighter you pull, the harder you are. We are inextricably linked to the divine, to the infinite, to each other. And there is no such thing as a self-made person. There is no such thing as a self-made. We are interdependent. Yes, I live here in this particular soul sack, and my expression of the infinite lives in this space. So to that end, I am an independent entity, but I am interdependent upon everything else around me. I am dependent upon the people who make my clothes. I am dependent upon the people who farm the food. I am dependent upon the people who make the roads. I am dependent upon the people who do the healing. I am dependent upon the air that is in the sky. I am dependent on the plants that produce the oxygen. I am dependent upon everything that is. And that's humbling. And I think that's part of why we don't like it. No, I'm just me. I'm myself. No, you're not. Yes, you are, and no, you're not. And what we need to do is recognize something that Brene Brown has said, and I want to share this with you because I really, really like the quote. Spirituality is recognizing and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to each other by a power greater than all of us, and that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. Our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. It is our nature to be in community. It is our nature to feel connected. It is our nature to establish a sense of belonging. And I think that's what all of us are so hungry for right now, because we're so used to being together here at the center in a group with one another, holding hands, singing together. And we're not right now. And thankfully, we have this fabulous technology which allows us to at least link together in a virtual way, to hear one another's voices in real time, to see, you can see my face, I don't get to see yours, but hey, if you come into the Zoom meeting afterwards, I'll get to see your face. So think about clicking into that. But I want us to really get that over the years, with this sense of independence that we think we have, we have come to buy into an idea of separation. And that is one of the biggest lies and the biggest stories that ever could be. Because we need to feel embraced. We need to feel connected. We need to feel loved. And we are in a place where we have people passing notes here to let people know things. So pardon my distraction while I'm. Hi, everybody. Our belief in separation is the biggest lie we have embraced. And okay. We may indeed have music after the offering. That's good. Okay. Glad to see everybody wanted to know that. Let's see, we're not separated because we're all connected right here in this room. There may be just a few of us, but here we are. So what I want us to know is there is no other. There is no them. I get on Facebook, I get on social media, and I see something, and I go along and I see, oh, so-and-so's in New York, oh, so-and-so's doing this, oh, so-and-so went to the coast, and oh, that's wonderful. Oh my God, how in the world do those people even believe what they just posted? Oh no. And I crash and burn right there, and I think they're other than me. They're separate from me. I have just put a wall up between me and them. And I think we all do that to some degree or another. And where we are is we need to realize that being connected doesn't mean we're all the same. Just look at an elephant and a mouse. They're all connected. They're all part of the animal kingdom. They're all vertebrates and everything between a mouse and an elephant. But they're certainly not the same. They don't look alike. They don't eat alike. They don't like the same things. They don't do the same things. But that doesn't make the elephant wrong or the mouse wrong. It's simply a different manifestation of the one. And God likes to have fun. For pity's sakes, look at the platypus. It's got a bill like a duck, but yet it's a mammal. But it's got webbed feet. I don't know what that thing is, but it shows that God has a sense of humor, and God really likes diversity because it has made it down through the ages. It is differences that enrich us and enlarge us and expand us, because otherwise we are in this tiny little comfort zone where everybody thinks and speaks and talks like we do. That's pretty sad. I love Pandora. Anybody who's been to my house knows that I have Pandora going on to a lovely, relaxing music station. I can put down the singers and not singers, but musicians that I like, and it will play music related to those, similar to that. And I like that because that's the background I want in my life. And yet, I was reading something the other day where it's a lovely premise, and yet what it does is it keeps us from being exposed to anything new and different. We never hear another song. You know, every song I ever heard was new to me at one point. Every kind of music I ever heard was new to me at one point. So what I need to realize is that there's a whole lot of things I might really love in the things I don't know yet. And if I am so completely connected to everyone, maybe I might want to learn a little bit more about it. The whole thing is we grip so hard to what we know that we make those who know differently wrong. And that's not true. Different is not wrong. From our beloved Mark Nepo, Maggie quoted him in the meditation. I'm going to quote him here. Don't let your likes and dislikes limit your exposure to the full spectrum of life, because it's the full spectrum of life that is healing. Sometimes courage is not defending what we know to be true, but letting in all that is beyond our understanding. Our trust in life returns when we can stay in conversation with the larger flow of wonder and impermanence in which our life swims. When we can stay in conversation with the larger flow of wonder and impermanence in which our life swims. So I would remind us all that variety and newness is how we grow and how we deepen our connection to one another. The more I know about that which I didn't know before, the more connected I become to it, and the bigger the web of things that I discover. It is kind of like Facebook on a good day. When I become friends with somebody, And they become, and then discover that they are friends with somebody who knows somebody I knew from over here. And why does this person over here know the person that I knew from way over there? And we get back into that 6 degrees of separation, which they're now saying is about 1.5 degrees. But what it comes down to is we are one big family, dysfunctional at best, who have differences and similarities, who are completely new to us. And then we meet someone we've never met before who's like walking into a mirror, and they're like everything we like. And it's all part of the tapestry. It's all part of the quilt. It's all part of this craziness we call the universe. But the ultimate bridge is spirit, is the infinite, is God. Because God is the common denominator, everyone, everything. When we follow it back to source, follow it back to the beginning, we have that infinite ray of light constricting to create space for a new ray of light that created everything. It's all source. It's all one. That's who we are. That's what we are. And when we can love that which appears fearful, angry, we're stepping a bit closer to God. The obstacle, the thing in the way is actually the doorway to the beloved. Where in my life have I been avoiding the obstacle? And where can I open that door and find truth? Bless you. It's time now for Maggie to come back and do the offering, and then I believe we're going to have some music. We resolved we may have music from Christy this time.
Thank you, Reverend Linda. I know as I make an offering to this center, that offering creates a ripple of prosperity, a ripple of love that goes out to my community and beyond. I know small miracles can happen in large ones as a result of my contribution. And so I gratefully, lovingly give to this center. I know the blessings that it provides are abundant. And as I share this prosperity, I know it blesses me as well. I am thankful for this center. I am grateful to give. I bless this by saying, and so it is.
We are all about showing up and being the love we want to see in the world, but we know we're not the only ones. And I know what I know about you is that you're right there with us, all about showing up and being the love at CSL Eugene and in the world. So I hope you will learn this and start singing along on the other side of the country. And let's just go ahead and wrap it around the globe with love. Here we go. Show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that smile you're dreaming of. You're here to be loved. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are, oh, you're welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are loved and wanted here. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Many rivers, just one will. All unique expressions of life. When one is silenced, I'll be a voice. I will stand beside you for what's right. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Gotta be it if you wanna see it. All that love you're craving in the world. We're the ones to make the difference. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. So show up and be loved. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be loved? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Yes, we are here to be loved. We are here to be loved. Yeah.
Oh, Christy Snow, Christy Snow, Christy Snow. That smile will carry all the way around the world. Show up and be loved. There you go. We are here to be loved. That is the thing we need to remember. Someone once said, God does not love. God is love. And that's something that I just kind of stuck with me. When we love, we are experiencing God. So now it's time for announcements. I know that's what you've all been waiting for. So come on down, bring them up. And first thing you need to know is right after the service today at 11:15, Kathy Day is going to be hosting a post-service meeting for about half an hour on Zoom. If you are getting the newsletter, all you have to do is go back to your newsletter and click on the link, or you can go on Facebook to the CSLE Gene group, and in that group is the link to the Zoom meeting. So just go there, click on the link, and you will be all set up to be there. So hope to see you there. And understand this week there will be a breakout. So if anybody wants to do a session with a practitioner, not a full session, a miracle minute, we can do that as well. So we appreciate Kathy Day for doing that. Next, we've got the class in self-mastery. I am not sure if it is still available. You might call the home office and check out, because I think the first two, it may be that you can, because you can miss up to 2 lessons. So if you're not going to miss any of the rest of them, you can join that, but you'll need to contact Angela and find out about that. And then next we've got the annual meeting is still scheduled for the 25th of October. It will be a Zoom meeting. We're still working on the budget, so it may get delayed a week or so. We don't know yet for sure, but we're working on getting all the year-end finals taken care of. And please show up for that when it is time, because that's how we select new board members and get together and talk about what's going to be happening in the future of our community. So I look forward to seeing you and meeting with you there. And then Thanksgiving Eve, we're going to have probably around 6:30. We don't have the exact time set yet, but it will be Wednesday night before Thanksgiving on Zoom. There will be a short 45-minute to an hour service where we get together and share our gratitude and do some prayer and enjoy being with one another. So put yourself down to be with us on Zoom that evening. And then again, the 50th anniversary is coming up. That will be down the road. I think it's going to be, I'm pretty sure at this point it's going to be a 50+1. And it's fine. We celebrate it when we celebrate it. And my sense is we're complete. We have good things lying in front of us, good things lying all around us. And if we remember what Christy said and just show up and be love, the world will be a better place for it. So thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for supporting the community, and I'll see you in the Zoom meeting.